Alright. I hope everyone has been having a good day so far. I saw Leticia did a video this morning, and I was going to attempt to commentate on it, but I had to leave the house like an hour or two, so I did not want that to be what I was thinking about, and I needed to get ready. So then on the way home, I realized she posted another video. So I have my work cut out for me. Let's see, this is Fallen Angels, False Accusations, and Feeling Apathetic at 4 a.m.
We had met. I mentioned that this guy was over at my brother's house all the time, and since my brother started sifting, it's approximately 4:30 in the morning on July 4th, 2022. I just had a dream about the first boyfriend that I had down here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The one that went over to go live in Europe and who came from a rich family and I didn't know about. And now he's got a daughter and a wife and everything, and they're living their rich, fanciful life over in Europe after he forced me to get an abortion, and then I found out later on that's actually illegal.
If you found out, okay, I'm just gonna say, no one can force you to get an abortion. Sorry.
So all the things that I've lived through, I was just questioning my reality right now. When we had met, I mentioned that this guy was over at my brother's house all the time, and since my brother started sifting through my panty drawers and stuff, I just couldn't deal with it anymore, and I cried to him about what had happened, and he offered me sanctuary at his apartment complex, or apartment at the apartment complex he lived at, and I think it was like over there. It was behind like one of the dealerships over on Central Avenue. Regardless, that's not the point. The point is that...
Yeah, what's the point?
When we had gotten pregnant the first time, I had just turned 21, and I was taking my birth control pill since I was, really early on, like 11 years old or something. So...
Okay, first of all, that's really early age to start birth control. Was it because they were doing stuff to her and the family? Or was it like, really bad cramps, menstrual? I don't know. I know there's different reasons. And why should she say her first pregnant? It sounds like she got pregnant more than once with this dude.
I missed a couple pills, and I didn't anticipate anything coming from it because nothing ever did.
Well, because you were on birth control.
I actually went out on my birthday. I think it was my birthday in itself. At one point, the boyfriend I had, he didn't want to go dancing with me, so I wanted to go see what it was like. And so I ended up going to this place that's now shut down. It was a dance hall over off of Albert Pike Road. It's now a liquor store at this time, but it used to be like a dance place. And I was inebriated. I went outside and I needed a ride because my boyfriend wasn't coming to get me. And there was an overweight black man that had told me he would give me a ride. And by the time we had gotten to the bus that he was driving, he was like transport for one of the buses.
What?
He told me that he would give me a ride home if he could fuck me.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, of course, very sick, and like I wasn't all there. I was drunk. And I told him, I said, that doesn't seem okay, but regardless, he ejaculated on my back. I bent over and took it in my nice dress.
Oh, I'm really trying not to be like cold. I am a bit aggravated. I mean, I wasn't really aggravated, honestly, before I started watching this. I'm not, I feel bad, but it's just like, why? Why would you bend over and take it? Like, why? I'm getting, like, really irritated, like, just listening to these stories, because I want to say so much. I don't want to hurt people's feelings or downplay anything, but it's just really.
In my strappy heels. And then I was worried that might have been the father of the baby that I ended up aborting. So I sort of also went along with that idea of, Satan created the baby. And because I wasn't married. And the same thing with this baby. I realized.
Let me just say that's not Satan, okay? Let me just go ahead and say that.
Now that since there was no father, there was no husband, that the child in itself is going to suffer way worse being in a single home and being confused where its father is and why it didn't love the mother. And he's always going to have those chips on his shoulder, and everybody keeps trying to convince me to adopt the baby out. That's the last thing I'm going to do. He deserves to be in the system, I guess, because that's how the father wanted it.
Dude, that's like not. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking. It's so aggravating. It's so selfish. Not only selfish, it's sick. The baby doesn't deserve anything but love and happiness, and you're saying the baby deserves this because you and the dude is a piece of shit. That's so I swear. You can't even at least give the baby up for adoption. You have to make him go through the system. Like, you're a piece of shit, dude. You really are a piece of shit.
So I realized that carrying this child was selfish. I should have aborted it. I should have gotten, tried to find more money to get a plan B. The father of this child is...
Okay, see, and that shit pisses me off too, because in the text messages, she was already going to get a plan B, but she wanted to ask Jason, oh, I thought we were going to have sex again. I didn't want to get one now, and then us end up having sex. So, y'all on with the bullshit. Like, I'm so freaking tired of your lies. I wish I could just snatch the baby away from her.
Is not somebody that's honorable, and there's no way that after 7 months of carrying this child that he could become honorable all of a sudden. Like, you just can't do that. If you just left me for dead, you knew I was suffering, you knew I couldn't pay my bills, you knew I was living in my car, you knew I was homeless, you knew I was a disabled citizen that suffered from PTSD. He knew all of these things, and then he told me prior to falling asleep next to me that he didn't believe in PTSD. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, you're an idiot, and that's why I didn't want to fornicate with him. So, but, and I try to stand up for myself as an independent woman. I try to stand up for myself as a strong woman.
No, you don't.
But it's very hard. It's extremely hard to do so in this day and age when no one believes you, when these rapes happen, and nobody believes you when these things get pushed to an extreme and you just want to shut up and be in denial, because that's exactly what happened to me. So the dream that I had of this man, my first boyfriend down here, I ended up, I was at his apartment for some reason, and he had come home to his apartment, and I was like getting out of the shower, and I got shocked, and he didn't care what I looked like anymore. He just remembered that, like, he loved me or something. It was really weird. And then we started having, like, a conversation, like we were going to start dating again, and that forced me to wake up because...
Okay, this was part of the dream. You really gotta let people know. I'm confused. Again, I'm trying to, like, also do something while I'm... Sorry. I'm paying attention, but it just wasn't very clear that you were talking about a dream.
Because it's not real. None of that was real. None of it is. It's just the devil playing tricks on my mind again, and the same concept with this baby playing tricks in my life. And I'm not about to, be excited for something that doesn't have a father. I don't know what woman would. I really don't.
Me?
I have no idea why a woman...
I would be so excited. I don't need no man for not a damn motherfucking thing. I'd be so excited. I love all my babies. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need no damn man. I don't need it. I don't need it. That's like a bonus, but you're a little bitch. You're a piece of shit if you cannot have a baby because a dude is not there. And if he's such a piece of shit, why would you even want him to be around? Why would you want him to even father that baby? But I'm kind of glad it happened this way, because now you're not going to keep the baby, right? You keep on going back and forth. Let's hope and pray you don't. Golly, Lord, let's pray that this baby never knows who his biological freaking mother is.
Woman will want to go off and have a baby on her own so she can be ostracized by the community and ostracized by the world around her and rejected in that way. And I know that's exactly what would happen to me and this baby if I decided to keep...
I'm just... Is she really like that? I mean, who fucking cares? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how people look at me or what they would say about me. Are you kidding me? All I care about is my kids. That has nothing to do with anybody. I don't give a damn. I really don't. And I thought she portrays herself to be, so heightened. So you're just a little scared ass bitch who just fucking cares what everybody else thinks and says. She's really put me in a bad mood all freaking ready.
Keep it on my own. And that's the sad part, is that I was waiting. I was being patient. I was being loving. I was being kind. And I gave him a week's time to respond prior to filing for the rape, and presuming that the godly people would understand that. The godly people would understand why I was so confused, why I was delayed in filing, why I chose not to file right away, because I am not like that. I've never in my life thought, the judicial system was going to justify things properly, because they never do. Instead, they are irrational, and they don't regulate things well. I realized that from my own circumstances, and how when that boyfriend and I were living together and I was pregnant, and more than likely it was his child. But
more than likely.
We had an altercation, and I was banging on the outside of his door, and he called the police, and the police shoved me down. This was a couple weeks before the abortion, so I was approximately actually 10 weeks along, not 12, and that's why I started to convey my story, because I was like, there's too many instances here that other women have lived through, and there are too many instances where I was taken advantage of and no one stood up for me. No one fought for my rights. No one fought for my dignity. No one fought for my honor. And that's the sad part, is people are like, you have no honor. I'm sorry, I stem from something much grander than you, apparently, and I know that's why I still can wear a smile on my face and be proud that I've finally been able to speak my voice, speak my opinion about these instances, and finally disclose it in a truthful manner, in a manner that people will engage with and understand from my perspective. I didn't choose this. I didn't choose the streets. The streets chose me, or whatever. I didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose me, whatever.
Baby, you ain't no
that's
thug.
Funny, because I've never been the type to go seek out things that I knew were detrimental to my psyche, detrimental to my overall health and well-being. So I was never on drugs. I never touched any hard drugs at all. I've done shrooms and I've done marijuana.
Wow.
And they used to think that, labeling me as a drug addict for my marijuana usage, now they should feel sheepish because you destroyed my life. You destroyed my life for presuming that I was less than because I needed it for my post-traumatic stress because of all the sexual trauma I've endured. So then instead, you marked me, and that's why you fucked with me in the systems. You knew what was going on. You knew what had happened. Everyone had known. There are CCTV cameras that noticed what had happened to me in certain instances and the way that I would walk with shame after men had violated me. And instead, men don't stand up for the women like that. They stand up for themselves. They talk about the women.
I'm just gotta pause it for a second. I'm trying to go through my pictures from today. I feel like that's literally the only reason why I use Facebook. So I can put up my pictures. So I have somewhere to put them. And then I have to print them all out. I'm like years behind on printing out pictures and putting them in photo albums. Yes, I'm that person. Okay, back to her. I wish I could just like play it and just like walk out of the room. I'm not in the mood for her bull crap right now. I never am. She just aggravates me so much. And it just makes me so mad. And she never emailed me back. And sometimes I have to just remind myself, like, you don't want to get in too deep. Just let God handle it. Whatever, is going to happen to the baby, the baby's going to be fine. Because y'all don't understand how bad I just want to get that baby.
The women behind their backs. They whisper and they gossip, and then the woman is a target because they realize she's not going to vocalize the rape. She's not going to vocalize being abused. She's already gone through trauma, and that's what allows them to detach and say, well, since she already knows, since she already has been through it, it doesn't matter. We can violate her until she's dead, And that's what's been going on. I realized when I moved to this small town that there were so many corrupt officers and then the one that forced me into giving him fellatio, and no one has never mentioned anything about it. I did go to the ER a few years ago, and one of the officers mentioned, we know who did it. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, we know. And I was like, well, yeah, but where's any compensation for it? I've been living and struggling for years, and I should be a multimillionaire by now, honestly, because lawsuits after this point of being violated and harassed by certain authoritative figures and not looked at as an individual and classified with all these disorders and diagnoses and also criminal activities. And I'm thinking, do you even know who you're dealing with? Do you even realize that I'm one of those that helps you, that searches out other people that are doing worse than I am? What am I doing? I drive safely. I tried to live safely in that way. I wasn't a burden. I wasn't a menace to society. I stayed at my home. I did steal some dog treats. Yeah, what did that accumulate to? Less than a few $1,000. And I'm sure you got that back when you stole my dogs. You ripped out.
Did you say a few $1,000? Dog treats for a few $1,000? I may not be listening.
Everything away, It's even now. You've caused me enough trauma. It's trauma that I'll never be able to live through again. Like my mom had mentioned too, about taking companion animals here and there. And I realized, you destroyed me. Like, the people destroyed me. I don't have my companion pets anymore, and I was forced to struggle on my own. And they knew how difficult it was for me. All the suicide attempts, all the times that aren't spoken of on camera, but they were there because you know that there's always an attachment to my phone. And now you even realize through the paperwork of Bentonville that they requested AT&T to do a ping on me. So I already knew that I was pinged, whatever that means, all over the place, and that people were monitoring me, and that they were just trying to catch me at my weakest so that they could harass me more. And you should feel ashamed of yourselves, because that's not the way to treat somebody that's already a victim. Treat somebody that's already been, that has lived through hell her entire life and was never allowed to speak up about it. They knew about what was going on in my home. They knew my father would hover over me. At one point, when they came in and they stormed in looking for that man, in the attic and everything, and the officer was pointing a gun at me and said, "Are you okay?" And I sat up in my bed and I was like, yeah, like I didn't know. I just woke up and there was a gun in my face, and the officer was like, I didn't know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just knew that my brother had done something that they didn't like, and that I was also targeted in that way because I was part of the family, and they thought maybe I would stick up for him or lie for him. I don't lie for anybody. Nobody. I speak the words of God, and God is truth.
Oh, wow.
God is honesty. God is love in that way. That's respect, to be truthful. And no matter how disrespectful it sounds, no matter how harsh it sounds, I'm sorry, but that's my perspective, and, from my godly eyes in that way. People are like, how godly are you? Well, fairly godly, because I did try to refrain from getting into these situations, even with men. I stole, everybody goes through that. Fallen angels go through that all the time, and I understand that I had to live it, to learn it, to understand. People don't like that. People don't want to be stolen from. And if you don't want to, have it happen to you, then you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. That's how I was growing up. I never did that type of shit. And then when I started with my klepticism, due to all of the trauma, due to all of the lack in my life, I realized I was suffering with some mental distortion, and I didn't even disclose that to the therapist very often. I just kept it to myself until, I realized, God doesn't like that, and my perspective of God and the universe and everything around us, and I worship the higher power. I worship the energy source that we come from, and that is God to me. So for me, coming to terms with that, with all of these things, has been a really harsh pill to swallow. And people are like, well, you need to talk about something else. You need to stop falling into your sexual trauma. I'm sorry, there is nothing in me. There is absolutely nothing in me. I can't even enjoy this pregnancy. They've done nothing but harass me. I've been kicked out of different areas. I've been kicked out of different gyms because they'll come up and they'll speak to me, and they know I have an avoidance of human contact. And I just want to be myself and avoidant of others and dance to myself and not be gawked at and be, oh, she's kind of pretty, but she's pretty ugly. Yeah, she's not that pretty. Yeah, she might have all of her teeth, but they're crooked. Oh,
I think it's more of like you're just really, really extremely nasty and ugly in the inside, so it makes your outside appearance just not so great.
she's got a big nose. Oh, she's got wrinkles now from all the stress. She's got, all these things. And these pretty girls don't have that. These pretty girls that are untainted, unmarked, they have actual marks. They've got very dark souls, and that's the sad part, is that beauty is only skin deep. Inside of those bodies, there's so much darkness. Like the women that were sitting in front of me in church that had their spaghetti strap dresses and, bareback and everything, just exposing all of that, as well as, like...
I'm sorry, but wasn't it yesterday whenever she was talking about the ladies in front of her and she was, like, talking all nice? I forgot what she was talking about them. Forgot what it was about. But she was like, the nice ladies in front of me. And now it's completely different. Imagine that. Switching up stories.
They're fanciful, rich rings that were probably thousands of dollars, and I was just so proud to be with my ex-husband in his tiny little $10 ring, Cracker Jack ring. And, I always thought that I would get blessed one day. I always presumed that one day I would be one of those that...
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it sounds like she's just, like, jealous. Like, she's she wishes she had that. If you were so happy with your ex-husband and the $10 ring, that wouldn't bother you. Like, some people are like that. Some, some have the money to do it. Some like to rub it in. Some have a nice ring and a horrible freaking marriage. Some have both. I don't know. I don't know why you're complaining about everybody. It's not making sense. But you have a dark soul. Do you, like, if you can say and do things to your kids and, like, puppies, I don't know how much darker you can get.
That had every lavish thing, but she chose not to be so gaudy. And because that's never how I've been. I've never sought out things out of, because of the value in that is whatever materialistic value they placed on it. I saw it as sentimental objects. That's how I saw things, very sentimentally. And I'm very much like my mother in that way. And everyone thinks my mother is crazy too, and that I'm crazy as well. And, I used to draw people pictures as a form of my love and respect for them. And many of those people kept those pictures because they realized how special it was to have somebody with a creative talent offer them something from the heart. And generally, you don't get that anymore. You don't find people as transparent and genuine as...
I wish I was live so bad right now. I wish it wasn't 4th of July. I don't care if it's 4th of July. I'm just like, ugh. I'm bored. I almost went live, but I was like, I don't know how my kids are going to act. It's, you never know with them. I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm also, tired of listening to her. I wish I could, go to my chat. I wish y'all were on. I'm going to put this up whenever I'm done. And if y'all are going to be, on and just bored out your damn mind, put it in the comments. And then the next video I do this evening, maybe I'll go live with that one. Golly, this is really boring.
As I am. And that's why people deal with me in such a way. I understand why they didn't arrest me there at, when I was in Illinois, when there actually was an active warrant since 20 days after I filed my rape report, which is not enough time to do a proper investigation. And we all know that.
Wait,
because approximately 3 weeks, is not enough time to engage with the individual and understand them on a personal level. That's why I started making these videos as a protective measure so that people understood, and my daughter understood, this is where mommy went. This is why she was forced away from you. This is, their word against my word, and there are plenty of people backing me, and they may not be even living, but I know damn well that the energy source backs me because I understand where I went wrong. I admit to my flaw.
She is freaking crazy, just out of her damn mind if she thinks her daughter would look at these videos and listen to her and listen to the things that she would say and be like, "Aw, she sounds like an amazing mom. Why did you take me away from her? I wish she raised me." She wouldn't. Yeah, I really highly doubt she would say that.
Flaws. I admit to my faults, and that's the difference between me and other people. And then when I admit to my own flaws and faults, and the fact that I fell asleep next to the man, I trusted him. I thought for sure that he was genuine in that way, that he meant what he was saying about, that it was safe, that I wasn't going to get harmed in my sleep or any of that. I believed him. And I should have known better because there are so many people out there that have the same instance as me, and then I ended up pregnant from it. That's completely,
We and you do not know that is what got you pregnant. Because y'all did it at least twice. So it could have been the other time. And it also could be a totally different person.
It forces me to detach, you know, waking up right now in the middle of the night and realizing that I had that nightmare about my first boyfriend down here, and I was going to relay to the abusive fiance that I had prior to moving down here. You know, I was approximately 18 to 20 when I was dating him, and somewhere around that age, and we met off of MySpace. His name was Gerardo Beltran. And at one point, and I don't care about calling these people out, I really don't. It's part of my novel. It's part of I'm going to call them out. That I told them from the beginning, you don't fuck with a girl like me. You just don't. Inevitably, you'll...
Okay, I'm not trying to be rude, but obviously you let them. You don't do shit about it.
Get yours, and I'm going to tell. I've always said that when I was a kid. I'm going to tell. I'm going to tattle on you.
Oh, I'm going to tell.
So,
why don't you do something?
We were in a relationship, and of course there were things that I might not have done that were kosher. It might not have been like the sweetest thing. I might have done some things that were kind of, because I was still healing. I wasn't even going to therapy at that time. I was forced to have to go to school full time and work a job. And of course my mental state was floundering in that way. And I was just young. And I remember, you know, aside from the screwdriver being thrown into my leg, and I have the scar still to this day because I had locked him out of the apartment. I was upset. I was scared. I didn't want him around me. I knew he would get like physical or, you know, yelling at me or whatever. I don't like that. I'm not like that. I don't like violence.
Whose apartment
never in my
was
life
it?
have I liked violence because I've seen too much, you know, as a child where my father would get too handsy and like it wasn't even punchy, you know, with his fists. Don't mind if I've got something in my teeth. I didn't brush my teeth before bed. I knew the depression was coming. I knew, and my dogs would warn me. My dogs were there. My companion animals were there to help me through these things. But I don't have any of them.
I get really confused when she's like, I don't know, it's like she's talking about in the past and then she's talking about tonight and then she goes back to the past. She's like really confusing me. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need a break already.
The thousands of dollars that I spent on them and their health and their well-being and the treats and the, you know, toys and the, you know, cages that I had open that no one ever was locked in unless they were naughty or something. You stole from me. You've stolen my daughter. You can't. That's priceless. You can't put a price on that. The years that I've lost with her, 6 years now, because you listened to the words of actual abusers, people that got physically violent with me, and you didn't bother to check in on that. That's not proper investigation. That's not proper investigatory work, is it? Because all you saw was a record. All you saw that I was acquitted of assault on 2 family members. You didn't see how traumatized I was after the fact, and also the trauma that I sustained during the pregnancy of being kicked out of that clinic because a man wanted to look at me, and I said no. I didn't give a shit if he had a doctorate. I don't give a fuck. You shouldn't be trying to stare at my goddamn vagina and stick your fingers in it. I don't give a fuck. Men shouldn't be gynecologists. That's fucking disturbed. Unless you're fucking gay, maybe, and you don't have any feeling toward it, it detaches. But everybody knows your thoughts now.
What? Okay.
If you have a phone, everyone knows how fucking perverse you are and what you truly think and how you get off on other people.
Oh my
just,
gosh.
you know,
I can't.
right on, you know, over top of your wife, thinking about someone else. Pervs. Fucking sickos. Because they don't have that capability of understanding that we're all individuals. Instead, they think about nothing but their hormones and their privates like that. They think that that's going to rule the world. Okay, sure. We'll see how far that goes still. Because I was born in this day and age to prove some fucking points to the world. And that's exactly why I keep coming back to this realm. Because I tried to kill myself off many times. My mother knows that, you know, not even purposefully, that the angels were calling me since I was very young. So, and it wasn't the devil. It wasn't. They knew I was going to suffer. They knew that, and those were the angels. They told me that it was going to be okay, that I needed to go through certain amounts of pain in order to recognize what was going on in the world around me, so that I could have a voice, so that I could have a backbone, not just for myself, but for others. So, because this isn't right. What has gone on with me is not right. And the majority of people are like, well, no, you changed your demeanor after blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, after getting knocked down a few pegs and being humbled, yeah, I came back to my senses and I am who I am. So, I just am. So, I am. And I am very sorry for those that don't believe me. I'm very sorry for those that don't acknowledge me, that don't see me on an individual level. Because I look a little different, because I sound a little different. Some people say you speak differently because you sound like you're British or something.
Oh my gosh, no you don't.
So proper. Well, that's how we should all be.
Fucking A. No one, who the fudge ever said that she was like from British or Britain? She does not. No, you don't talk proper either.
Try our very best to convey what we're feeling in an appropriated manner.
Shit's so
but no,
annoying.
Nobody wants to listen to Leticia because she doesn't have a doctorate yet, because she doesn't have anything yet, because she's homeless, because she's poor, because she's living with her mommy at 35 years old.
You're crazy, bitch.
And so, I think it's hilarious that people think that they know me after 20 days of not properly investigating something, and they turned it around on me, and now I have to go through these trials and tribulations of being told that I falsified the report. Ha! I'm sorry. My heartburn gets to me, and my belching. That's hilarious. You people are sick. You people are sick. Never once did I call out any of these other bastards that did the shit that they did to me. Yet all of a sudden, I'm the one that's pinpointed as the deviant because I spoke up clearly about what had happened. And I was too articulate about it, so they thought I had...
No, we saw it and we heard it. You didn't. And you weren't articulate about it either. I mean, like always, you kind of end up showing the real proof sometimes, and it's like, yep, that's what really happened. Just like the arrest video, whenever she was talking about them coming and she was in the shower and her boobs were hanging out and blah blah blah, and then we really saw what happened.
I had feigned something. They thought that I had faked my fucking shit. No, bitch. No, bitches. Like, you need to realize who the fuck you're dealing with. And I swear to Christ, swear to God, under the God that we all swore our oaths.
Oh my gosh, you're not supposed to do that. I can't stand it when she does it. It drives me absolutely crazy. I wonder if she uses holy water whenever she enters in the church.
Right? You're gonna get yours. You're gonna get yours tenfold, and I believe that firmly, and we all do. We all do. So, but yeah, I mean, because your ancestors wouldn't be very proud of you detaining and harassing someone that is innocent and a victim. So, but yeah, and it's funny because nobody realized how much trauma I've lived through, how many millions of dollars, billions of dollars I should be allotted just through the stress that I've lived through and everything. So even these gifts of these baby items, I had presumed, well, maybe that's the universe expressing to me that I am worth something because I should be a fucking multi-billionaire by now. Due to all the shit that I've lived through and sustained, all the trauma, people have sued for less and gotten way more. And yet, every time I reached out, they were like, well, you've got a diagnosis for a mental illness, so we have to wonder if your words are credible. Excuse me, my words and actions are extremely credible. You've been monitoring me and watching me, and now I've been engaging with the public and displaying what I do openly and honestly so that there are no questions about who I am. Okay? There are no questions about where I go. There are no questions about who I interact with and whom I choose to spend my time with, which is no one generally. That I spend my time alone, that I'd rather be around animals, that I'd rather be outside at 4:30 in the morning preaching about what indignities are out there and how we need to protect ourselves, apparently against the authorities as well, because they allow officers into your home after arresting your husband, and they come back and they tell you, oh no, I'm not married, suck my dick. Oh, okay. I wasn't scared as shit. And the same thing with the man that raped me, and I told him no numerous times on December the 2nd, 2021, whatever the fuck his name is, horrified. And I even made a video clearly with my emotions. And what are you gonna do? Think that I faked that? No, that's why I pop the camera out anytime. Don't give a shit what I look like. That's why I video every fucking thing now. Everything that I find relevant, and there are times where I'm not able to capture everything, and I relay it. But my eyes see nothing but fucking truth. My eyes see. They see through that deception. They see through those fucking lies.
Oh my gosh, she's such a liar. I'm just gonna pause it, give it a second. I can't. I'm really trying to commentate, but I'm like ready to take a break.
And I try to beg people, are you going to fuck with me? Do you want to try to lie to me? Because I swear to God, you're going to get yours, and you're going to end up fucked later on. So, because you don't do that to genuine people. You don't do that to transparency, because you realize how transparency works, right? And the attachment to God. You understand that? So, yeah. Never did I speak up about this shit. Not even about, like, my father and everything I tried when I was 18. You know, nothing came of that. I knew. No one gives a shit. Just, no one gives a shit. Leticia? Like, they're honey badgers. They just don't give a shit. They'll rip you to fucking shreds. And then what? Then you're left for fucking dead. And that's what everybody has been doing these last few years when I lost my home, all of my fancy electronics, everything. I don't have anything to stand on. Nothing but the few things that I have. Every once in a while, something will go missing, and I know, that's weird. I wasn't around anybody. Nobody was here in and out, but they have access to our vehicles. They have access to our homes. They have access to everywhere we go. So, even like the officers that try to tell me, they don't want you back at this facility. Good. If that's the type of trash that goes there, officers, off-duty officers that want to harass pregnant women, I wouldn't want to show my face at that place either. I mean, I would be completely ashamed of you. Of yourself. If you don't recognize what the fuck you did. So, and that's why people don't like to talk to me, because they know I will speak down to you. You're like a child. It's hilarious. And the fact that you would do something to that extreme in order to get back at me for voicing my opinion, oh, that's a violation of my constitutional rights and my freedom of speech. So the fact that you hate me due to my intelligence, due to my maneuvering tactics of keeping everything tracked and traced, so that you can't pin me with some random crime. You can't pin me with this shit, regardless if you stole my toothbrush in the case, and my makeup kit, and my clothing, and my towel, and my brushes. What are you going to do, plant them somewhere? Everyone knows where I've been. There are timestamps for everything, remember? So that's why I clearly have to fight in this way, because my family wasn't even able to fight in that way. My brother couldn't defend himself in that way properly, because the feds really wanted to fuck with him. So now he's not even over here this evening because, he's upset because I was too honest with him. Now, he didn't get violent with me, he didn't get loud or anything, he just gets quiet sometimes, and we all get quiet sometimes when we're really pensive and we're thinking about what our next move is and why these things are happening to us. And I tell everyone, we need some time of introspection. We need some time of solitude, and to find ourselves. And that's why I went off, and I told my brother, I said, I knew that the feds were fucking with me. I knew that my phone was pinged. I knew this and that. I didn't want to know any more. I didn't want to see and witness things that I didn't want to have to speak up about later. So that's why I left the family. I didn't want to be encased in that. I didn't want to be engrossed in their drama and whatever was going on. So encompassed by whatever fears were going on in their heads about, oh, they could do this, they could do that at any time. And, my brother was in prison for 5 years. I couldn't even imagine being going for that long. And even my psychologist saying something about, well, if you go, he doesn't know shit about my pregnancy, nothing about the story or anything. He just, well, if you go, it'll only be a couple years' time. Bitch, how the fuck can you say that? I didn't fucking lie about this shit. Who the fuck are you? Like, who the fuck are you to say that shit? Honestly. And you're gonna use his words against me, my own therapist and shit, when I had shit on fucking record? This man talks in circles sometimes, and he doesn't listen to me. He doesn't listen to my emotions. So regardless of what he says about being able to read people, no. There are some times, and then he makes it out to be like he did that on purpose, like to force us into a state of aggression on purpose. No, I don't think that was actually your true purpose. You wanted us to think clearly like you in a positive light. And then when we weren't, we had to confront you with the true issues that are going on in this day and age because you've never had to live through it. Because you talk to a bunch of rich people that go to fucking $30,000 rehabs. And, you know, I don't know what to tell people. I really don't. I really don't. Like, half the time I'm completely horrified and mortified for them because I know damn well that they're not going to be doing well on their deathbed after stealing from so many people and stealing from so many people's consciousness.
Oh, there it is. It's about time. I had a feeling she had her pipe out. Had a feeling.
This is like that, promising them the world, gaslighting them, promising everything was going to be okay when it's really not. I mean, just be honest with the individual. Be honest in understanding that half the time people are getting fucked with. Half the time people are getting monitored and tracked and traced, and, you know, they know all your secrets, everything. Then you think I'm bad for smoking weed while pregnant. This is a rape baby. I don't know what you people are talking about.
You're
With my
such a
Tootsie,
bitch.
I didn't smoke a
I swear, she's such a fucking bitch. I can't fucking stand her.
single fucking thing when I found out. I completely stopped because she was my world. So I named her Terra. Earth. Duh. So I feel like people just don't understand me. They don't comprehend. They don't have any semblance of understanding as to why I need a little TLC right now. And they wanted to say that I needed to be blamed for my ex-husband and the way that he responded toward everything. He was abused. If he truly were abused, he wouldn't be married again. If he truly were abused, he wouldn't be, seeking out whatever he's doing. And he
That is not true. That is the most stupidest thing.
wouldn't be doing some shady ass shit. And also, too, if he were abused, he wouldn't have done those shady shit about leaving me with 2 loaded guns. So, and divorcing me and making sure I was, classified as a disabled citizen so that he could fight and win every bit of custody in that battle. So, the shady shit that happens, and him knowing that I was the only one that took care of my child for 3.5 years, I mean, he's going straight to hell. There's no fixing that. There's no fixing that. 6 years without my Tootsie has fucked my brain up. And for being a mother that breastfed, everyone understands that. When you lose a child and it's for good like that, and they're like, Tara will come back to you. I don't give a fuck if she comes back to me. I don't give a fuck. Let him destroy her life. Let her new mommy destroy her life. And then she can come and search me out and realize, holy fucking shit, I would have been way fucking better off emotionally had I gone to my mom instead of my dad. Because he didn't give a shit about me in particular. He wanted to have a new wife and more kids and blah, blah, blah. But when I asked him if we should have more kids, he said no. Why? Because he didn't love me. He lied to me. He gaslighted me for many years. He just used me because it was my home, and he got a free place to stay. He ended up getting an education while he was with me, and then he left. That's how it works. People are users. So the fact of it is, and nobody really looked into it. They were like, oh, we see criminal record here. We don't see one here. We're going to go ahead and place it here. He's got money. She doesn't, and blah, blah, blah. But you gave her to the devil, didn't you? You did. She's not safe there. She's not being well maintained there. She's not being, given the opportunities that she should have been given. And the fact that I was so distorted after the physical assault should say a lot. Because I wasn't even able to function properly to place her in school when he would go and pick her up and everything.
What?
I hardly ever went and picked her up. I was so depressed, so overweight, so sad within myself because of the marital abuse, the neglect. He didn't care about me. He cared about making money for himself. That's what he cared about. So, and lying to me and telling me we would be together in the end, we just, at this time, he needed to go fuck somebody else. And that's the sad part. Like, how sick can you fucking be? And I told him, too, like, years ago, I was like, man, I finally woke up and I finally told him what I thought. And I was like, you know what? Fucking you was like fucking, a bag of fucking stinky-ass trash. Like, seriously. Like, taking a goddamn moldy cucumber out of the...
Oh my gosh, she drives me crazy. It's so crazy how she talks so horrible about people that she actually really liked and cared about. And then whenever they don't want anything to do with her, then it's trash talk.
Out of the fucking trash and fucking it. And that's how it is with most of these guys. Because they are trash. And I've dealt with these people, they gaslight me. I want to see the best in them, regardless of what they're encased in. Regardless of the, but a majority of people look the way they do for a purpose. And that's why God placed us on this earth, to look a certain way. So there are a lot of people that are engaged with my words, but they don't really engage with my overall aesthetics because of the fact that I let myself go. And it's like, oh, sometimes you gotta let yourself go in order to see from other people's perspective what life is like for them. So gaining that weight, being over 300 pounds for some time, made me rationalize too. Hey, you know what? People don't like fat people. People don't respect fat people. They don't. They think to themselves, oh, you're a gluttonous pig. You're just eating everything, all of our resources, stealing, sitting around, being fat, farting on yourself. That's how they look at us, If you're not talented, if you're not pretty, if you're not one of these people like the girls sitting in front of me in church with their fancy rings and their toddlers that rip up everything and cough in the books and, with their bare backs, and they're just so godly, right? They're just so godly, so pure, right? Because they have perfect faces, yet inside of them they have nothing. There's no soul. It's just darkness. It's just pure fucking They don't care about life. They care about their life. They care about their child. They care about their family. They don't place efforts into their communities. Yet we're supposed to. Yet the lowly class of working class...
But you don't even care about your kids, your family, yourself. What the...
They should do that, I bet neither of these girls had jobs. I bet neither of those girls had anything. They just seemed like they were just so well maintaining their child that was just...
Oh, you are so jelly, aren't you? My gosh, what if they didn't have a job? What if they were a stay-at-home mom? What if they were a mom? But you don't have a job either, so...
was just ripping everything up and sneezing and coughing in books and shoving them back with his nasty little snotty nose that she gave him a napkin. It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Like, do you really think that you're that posh that you can get away with this stuff? No. God sees you. You're in his fucking house, for God's sakes. And you're disgusting everything up with your nasty little toddler from your little albino fucking, he was fucking blonde and whatever like she was, the mother.
That's fucked up. She didn't make fun of that baby because he was albino? I'm sorry, but if God saw that, and then he saw you, and heard what you were saying and doing and how you're talking, which one's worse?
Oh, yeah, I just love him so much. Like, let's fuck with everybody else's time with God, so let's have our child just... and mommy, blah, blah. Really. And it's like, we understand. Children need to go to church, right?
Oh,
but
man.
that means maintaining those children. I doubt that you would admit that your child has autism. I doubt... he's...
Okay. She should never, ever, 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 ever have a child. I don't even want her to be around a child. It's too much.
He's perfect. He's a perfect little angel. Not from my perspective, not from what I saw, because the mother was sitting there allowing him to be touching all the books and everything, not even realizing, and then she kissed him on the mouth and everything too, and I'm thinking, you guys are disgusting. Like, do you not know about germs? Do you not realize he just got...
Are you freaking kidding me right now? I kiss my babies all the damn time. I don't care about no dang books. Are you freaking... She's... Oh my gosh, I just gotta get through this video because I still have another one. Oh Lord, I'm gonna need a break.
got done touching all the pews, touching all that shit, and he's touching on your face and everything now too.
Yeah.
All the germs and bacteria that are left behind by everyone else.
Yep.
You're smart.
Yep.
You're a pretty smart girl, aren't you? Oh, that's why you've got such a perfect face and a perfect nose and perfect lips and
no, that's why she has a baby that she loves and she cares about. She ain't worried about germs, you stupid freaking whore.
perfect smile. Oh, it's such a blessing to see those girls. It truly is. I was raised around a lot of them, and they don't. They have no idea about germs. They have no idea about science. They have no idea about literature. They have no idea about anything in the world around them but their own families. And
oh, that's why she's so mad. That's why she's so mad. But yet, they have a family. They love their family. They have their babies. They love their babies. And that's why you're so mad. I think they would rather their baby and their family over knowing science and literature.
And their own fancy rings that are just so big and gaudy. You know they're worth thousands of dollars. Did I want to be one of those girls? At one point, here and there. Yeah, who wouldn't want to live that life for a little while? But I wouldn't be that disrespectful. That is one thing I've never been. And even when I was in and out of my bouts of psychosis with my own kid, trying to maintain, I sucked up as many resources as I could for my baby because I was the one that supported her. Not my ex-husband. He didn't pay a fucking dime for diapers and shit. Like, there might have been a couple times where I had asked him, but let's be honest here. I placed every effort into getting everything organized and nested before that baby came. And I wasn't working a job. I was too stressed. I am never going to work another fucking job again. So I'm not sure why people keep trying to say...
I was about to say, I don't think that surprises anybody at all. No offense, but you know that apple don't fall far from the tree. My gosh. Literally, her and her mother, I have no idea who in the world thinks this girl is going to get a job. She ain't going to get no job. Do y'all not remember living in her car for 2 years? She is just fine. It's so crazy the way that she talks. Sometimes, you know, whenever she's in like her heightened states. You wouldn't think that she was this type of person who would allow people to hurt and abuse her over and over again. You wouldn't think that she would be a bum and be so dependent on everything and everybody else. But yet that's exactly what she is. She's just going to sit. She talks about other people, but she herself is just sitting there getting Social Security or disability. Just everything, just living on the government. She wants to talk shit about the government, but she sure don't mind living off the government.
I say that shit on my live feeds and whatever. You need to suck your own goddamn dick if you think that I'm gonna fucking work a goddamn job again. No, I should deserve compensation for all the shit so I can live lavishly and just offer my money to whomever I want to. That's what should really fucking happen right now. Because that's what I'm deserving of. Instead, all these girls with their shitty little kids, like, running around, like, look at me and my bare back, and look at how pretty I am with my big, long hair, and I just do a few curls, and it's perfect because, you see, I'm an Aryan princess. That's why. I'm just so pretty on the outside, but inside there's nothing going on. Because they can't even monitor their own child. How is there anything going on there? Oh, you're going to tell me that bitch she had a family. She had a proper family that sent her to school. And that's why she knows to maintain her child so well. Nice. That's so funny. I love being condescending and people think that I'm actually being serious. And I'm just like, okay, sure, if that's what you believe. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that, won't we? It's like dealing with a bunch of toddlers here in this realm. And I knew how smart I was. I knew I couldn't get away with it after, like if I was too young to be able to speak my mind. But now I'm older. Now I can speak my mind because I've seen nearly everything. I mean, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how retarded can these people be? Yet they're going around saying, oh, look at me. I'm, so, I know that even when I touch that fucking handle on that door, that my fingers are fucking contaminated. I think about this shit constantly. I'm always, surveying my surroundings. Very mindful. Yet everyone was telling me, preaching me to be mindful. They didn't realize how they weren't being mindful toward my story. They weren't being mindful toward the fact that I was an individual and that my constitutional rights were violated all these times. So I thought that was funny. I think that's so funny. Like, really. Like, hey, people, it's so funny. Take all your pretty princesses, doll them up. You can put, lipstick on a pig, but she'll always be a fucking pig. And that's why I think that's hilarious. I'm like, oh, where are your husbands right now? Not in church with you? Aw, what are they off doing? Golfing? Aw, they don't give a shit about you or your family, and they're gonna fuck other people behind your back. Just saying, but not saying, but actually, yeah. That's why people get pissed, because I'm like, I foresee something in your future.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Just because everything happens to you, supposedly, doesn't mean it happens to everybody else. Would you just fucking be quiet for a minute and just smack your damn pipe?
Sure, you're not gonna like. So yeah, that's how my day's going so far. I'm very upset. Extremely upset. Try to smoke. I'm running out of smoke. I literally have none. I don't have the money to go and redo my card so I can just go to the dispensary and get some more weed. No. And then people look at me like, oh, you're pregnant and smoking? Yeah, bitch. Because if I wasn't smoking while going through this rape fucking baby, I would kill myself. For real.
I cannot wait until she goes in that hospital and gives birth. I cannot. I don't know how it works. I don't know what they do, but I have a feeling they better take it away. I hope she doesn't have a choice at all.
It's about the safety of the mother, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not, because we took away abortion rights. Okay, I see, I understand now the world we live in, the tainted, toxic world, and how women and their rights don't matter, and our opinions don't matter again, because you need to repopulate the earth due to your overly dramatic way of killing everyone off and lying to them about the COVID and whatnot, and injecting them with shots that cause them to be even sicker than the actual virus in itself. And then yet I didn't catch it so far, and neither did quite a bit of my family and everything too. And then some of them were stupid enough to get the shots. Just saying,
This has nothing to do about
who
the
cares?
baby.
Who cares? This world is tainted and it's fucked. And that's why I just sit here and I think to myself, like, what a wonderful world. Because I just realize, like, we're all working for the devil too, aren't we? We're working for both God and the devil.
No.
And that's why I do the things that I do. That's why I drop down to your levels in order to see what it's like. That's why I speed sometimes. That's why I drive dangerously sometimes. Yet it's not caught on any cameras. So then I get away with it. And like everyone else, and they're backhanded and shady, going off and fucking 16-year-olds and whatnot. Just because it's not on camera doesn't mean that you're not going to get reprimanded for it regardless. So even on your deathbed, I'd be fucking sticking my dick between my ass cheeks because you're going to get fucked. You might want to...
I have no idea what she's trying to say. No idea whatsoever. She totally lost me, per usual, but this one, wow. Wow.
Protect something in there. You're going to be totally fucked. So yeah, I feel like that's really funny. People are really funny. They're sick. They're distorted. They're just so mentally ill and they try to deny it. Oh, no, what are you talking about? It's natural for me to want to fuck everything that moves. Completely natural, isn't it? Why don't you get away from some of those toxic animal products for a little while? Why don't you cleanse yourself? Why don't you remove yourself from things? Why don't you go and get hidden behind padded walls like I was forced to? Why don't you do that shit and then you come to the term?
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy how she wants to talk about everybody else. Everybody else is so mental, but it's like, take a look in the mirror. You don't even have to take a really good, hard look in the mirror because it's very freaking clear and obvious. You're freaking psycho. You're crazy. You're mental. Like, how in the world are you trying to talk about other people? I mean, I guess that's what these crazy people do.
Come to terms with the fact that you don't need that shit. It's not necessary to survive. Yet you made it out to be necessary. That's why all these perverse sex trafficking rings are going on, and all these politicians involved, and all these celebrities involved, these higher ups and Illuminati and whatever. Because what? You just need to get your jack off. You just need to get yours get off there. Yeah, and I knew I made myself a target. I knew I made my family a target. I knew I made everyone a target because try me, bitch. Fucking try me.
Makes no sense.
So, and it's funny because, like, yeah, when there is some semblance of confidence within me, people know that that's truly who I fucking am. And if you force me into a state of fear, that's not who the fuck I am. Leticia will tell you how it fucking is, and Leticia will make you understand from her perspective. Stay the fuck away. Don't fuck with people. Don't steal. Don't rob. Don't lust after them. Don't eat everything in your fucking line of sight. All these things, right? Like I talk about, preaching about the 7 deadly fucking sins, right? But nobody listens. Nobody listens, do they? Just lusting after everything around them. Isn't that right? So yeah, I feel nauseous. I feel very nauseous. I just want some good weed with some keef or some hash on top. And I want to smoke the fuck out, and I want to get the fuck away from everybody because everybody's fucking sick. And they say that smoking marijuana, when we have THC naturally in our fucking systems, I do heighten myself sometimes. More than likely, though, it's beneficial for me in some ways because all I've been, is forced to have all that cortisol from all the stress. So counteracting it with this medicine is way better than having to deal with any pharmaceuticals that are tainted and cause a lot of side effects where, yeah, you're so happy, you just go along with everything. I know, I've been there, I've done that. You don't open your mouth, and that's what they want. Just get on some pharmaceuticals. That way everyone can rape you. That way you won't say shit, you won't do anything, you won't excel in your life. None of it. Go for it. That's cool. Because, even when I'm on weed, I do way more than most people when they're off of it even.
Oh my gosh.
And they know that because I would go and smoke weed prior to working out. They always monitored, what are you doing in your car? I smell some smoke. Technically the car is parked. That was my home. So, and it still technically is because I have no home. I am chilling at my mom's house. I'm not living here. I don't live at my mom's house. Let's get that fucking straight. So there are...
I don't live at my mom's house. I'm chilling at my mom's house. Let's get that straight. I'm a homeless bitch.
There are technicalities within everything, and we all understand that.
I just hope she has that same motto whenever she's giving birth and they ask her what her address is and where she's living. Make sure you tell them, I don't have a home. I'm homeless.
And living after a certain point in here, I can still clarify, I'm sorry, but the pregnancy forced me into staying here for a while until I had to dish out this baby into the trash-ass system that he was meant to go in because there's no father. There is no father. And the fuck if I'm going to be that sick of a person to sit there and be that selfish. So yeah, it's unfortunate that if I get any gifts in the mail, I'll probably have to return them. I'll give myself a little while longer. I'll give the father a little while longer. But since there is no father and since he...
I don't even care, dude. Even if he was like, okay, yeah, I want to be a part of the kid's life. No, you still shouldn't keep the kid. This makes me so sad Like, you're such a piece of shit. I could never, ever, ever think about me getting pregnant and then, like, the father, like, not wanting to be around, and then me being like, okay, well, then I guess if you don't want to be around, then I guess I shouldn't have the baby. Like, what the hell? It makes me really want to just, golly. I wish I could just take the baby home.
Since he's not being reprimanded, I am for some reason, which is the sick part. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say to anybody, because I sure as fuck wouldn't want him back. I sure as fuck wouldn't want that piece of shit in my life. And want him back? We were never together. That's the whole thing. That was the whole thing. We were never together. He never made a good impression on me. It was nothing but sickness. Nothing but sickness and the devil. Like, just because I jack off to him now, that's just because his baby's inside of me. That's it. And because I had a sick sense of, like, a sick, not sense, but sick sort of tainted view that maybe he liked me that much that he only did that with me. I'm not the only one he fucking did that with. He's done that to numerous people. He's a sick bastard. And he deserves what's coming to him, honestly. So, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, your child is going to be the one that suffers. Not me. Not you. And, well, you are, obviously. But, it's hilarious to me. Some people are so stupid. They truly are. And, like, I have to keep a watch over my shoulder constantly. Because all these idiots, these ingrates that think that their words matter. That these disillusioned individuals, you know, are actually in the right because they lie. No, clearly they're in the wrong because they lie. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say to people or about people or toward these situations anymore. I want some more weed. I want to get rid of this fucking trash baby. And don't talk like that about your baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no husband. This is a fucking bastard child, an illegitimate child. And it's a son. So, good for you. Good for everyone else. Good for the army, the military men that produce these trash-ass offspring. And even with your wives, that you go off and you jack off with other women, too. Man, I feel sorry for you people. You're sick in the fucking heads and you don't even know it.
Don't put that in your mouth. Don't put that in your mouth.
You go all greeting after everything. That's what causes a bunch of the, you know, you're just too proud, aren't you? Just too proud. You think that your semen is worth more than some other person's.
Oh my gosh.
Aw, that's so sad. You're gonna die so fucking, such a harsh fucking death when you pass. It's funny.
Okay, what county, look at her eyes. What county is she in? I'm trying to think about what hospital she would be going to. I don't know exactly where her mother lives. If y'all know, put it in the comments.
It's funny to me. You've managed to accomplish more of the 7 deadly sins and you didn't repent and you didn't change, you didn't alter any of that. You continue on in your mindset of thinking, oh, fuck it, the world's coming to an end anyway. Go for it. I can't wait to see how that works out for you. I can't wait. So that's why I tell people to try to make amends with the things that they've done and stop being in denial, because your conscience and your consciousness will not end up transferring over into the proper energy if you do not have all that cleansed from you. Why do you think there are so many deathbed confessions and everything? Because people know it's coming. The pain is coming of transport in that manner. You know, energy, transmute, or whatever, not transmute, yeah, I guess so, whatever, dissolving into that energy force that we don't really see, nobody really sees, whatever, I don't know why you people don't see certain things, but I see a lot. Animals say shit, the way that the nature moves now, certain things, aspects of stuff, yeah. I tried to sort of live off the land by all these allotments, and you know, somebody was saying something about going back to eating $30 meals. Why the fuck not? If that's what I wanted to splurge on, if money means that much to you, $30 for my happiness, then you're stupid. Like, Food is not something that I should have to worry about. Food isn't. Like, and some people, like, have seen on TV, like, there's different shows. I saw an excerpt of something that said, like, you people have to pay for food in this dimension? Like, yeah. That's how sick our fucking government is, because they're so wrapped up in the physical realm of everything instead of seeing the grander scheme, the symbolism behind things. So, I don't know. I need food to survive. I don't need the money. Like, the money doesn't mean anything to me. But if everybody else thinks the money has some type of value, I mean, these numbers is whatever that is. I mean, I guess. And I wanted to give back to the communities once I made that money, because we all know this is a huge lawsuit.
Hey, don't.
We all fucking know. We all know.
Hey, don't put that in your mouth. It's gonna make you sick. It's okay. Here, go sit on the couch and Mama's gonna put something on it. Oh, the poor baby.
It's not a fucking secret. The fact that I've waited this long to get any type of compensation, or I'm surprised I haven't been murdered off. But then again, too, my heart is pure in that way. And they know that I would offer back to the systems that tainted me as well. Because that's how I am. Because that's how God works. That's how forgiving He is. And also, too, to curse those. It's also part of that. So, blessings and curses, like I tell everyone, the equilibrium, the balance in life. So the more I learn, the more I recognize what's gone wrong in my story. And that's why I shoved my walking stick in the fucking sand. I will not walk any further until shit gets fixed. The same with this. People are like, oh, you're gonna suffer so hard when the baby's ripped away from you. Blessing? Please? Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I do love this baby. He's mine. He's part of me. He's gone through a shit ton just like I have.
I don't.
And he managed to survive because I was wishing death upon him from the very beginning. At first, I loved him. I was like, I love you so much. But then I realized no one will ever love you. No one will ever love you because you're illegitimate. So
that is such a damn lie, you stupid freaking cunt. Are you freaking kidding me? I cannot wait till that baby goes to an actual loving home. I hope she doesn't even get to touch him. That is so freaking sad.
So then I realized, holy shit, I was being selfish in trying to keep this child alive and trying to maintain it. Then at one point I just didn't care. It was in me. I couldn't do anything about it. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources. There were 2 people that offered abortions and I refused because I was already traumatized and being forced into the first one I'd ever had when I was 21. So, yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair because I shouldn't have had to live this fucking trash-ass life. I should have just kept that first baby inside of me, and then maybe I would be, rich baby daddy being forced to pay child support. I didn't think of it like that. Never did I actually think of it like that. I wanted a family. I wanted a coupling, like a partner. I didn't want to have kids outside of fucking wedlock because I knew the detrimental effects psychologically on the child that would make, the parents not being around one another. The father going off and fornicating with a bunch of people. The mother being mostly just celibate within herself, because that's usually what happens, especially with the women that have been in my family and stuff too. I know. We're a bunch of loyal ass bitches. And the sad part is that these dishonorable men are the ones that get more privileges than women like myself. And that's not fair. I think that the table should turn by now. What year is it? 2022? I'm pretty fucking sure the tables should turn. I'm pretty sure that there should be a lot of female rulers out there because they're the only ones that have lived through true pain and suffering. The loss of a child, the loss of having to carry that child, the loss of it being inside of your body and it morphing your entire existence. And you being a vessel for God's purpose. Yet these men, they're like, I'm a vessel for God's purpose too. No, bitch. You have no brain. You're just an animal. Get your shit away from me. Keep your dick away from me. So, yeah. And it's like the father to this child. And I try not to name drop because, oh my God, that's terroristic threatening if you want them dead. Oh my God. You're so right. I should so totally not even talk about guys, rapists like that. I should so totally be like, hey, guess what? Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, stick your dick in me again. Oh. Cracked my fucking neck just now. Fuck you people. For real. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't disclose the truth. I already knew that, and then all of a sudden it just popped out of my mouth. I must be on my menses. It must be my hormones. I must be going crazy. You don't like it when people talk to you like that, do you? We don't like it when you gaslight us. We don't like when you lie to us and tell us, we won't give you everything you want, baby. We won't give you everything you want, like Jason Wallace. You're making me feel bad. Oh, you're making me feel bad. I've been throwing up and starving to death and homeless and, like, afraid I'm going to get raped again. Oh, you're making me feel bad. That's what I think of you, sir, father of the fucking baby.
Dude, she's so fucking disgusting. Oh my gosh.
That's what I think of you. So, and I don't give a fuck who that's why I go around insulting people, because they deserve it. Like my ex-husband told me I was intimidating. He didn't fucking like it when I talked to him like that. But, do I care? No. Because I don't give a fuck if I get choked out anymore. My dad did enough fucking trauma. Everyone did enough fucking trauma. Why do you think,
Obviously not.
To me? A lot of pain and suffering already in my goddamn life. Why do you think my pain tolerance is so goddamn high and I just let things go now? Fuck it, you people are crazy. And I laugh it off. I'm like, wow, did I just live through that? Wow, did I just have to give up this kid? Wow, because there's no father? Oh well, a few tears here and there. I'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care anymore. I'm apathetic to the entire situation scenarios now because I'm like, oh, nobody will ever come to true justice. Like, I completely get that. And then I'm going to be the one.
Why is she talking like that? It's like she really wants to talk like that. She's trying to find reasons to talk like that, and it's really aggravating. I'm like so jealous because I hear my kids laughing in the living room. I'm so ready to hurry up with this video so I can go in the living room and get away from this bullcrap.
Oh my God, like terroristic threatening. I just want to claw your eyes out. Like, oh my God, like you're so scared of me. Like, bang bang. Stupid bitch. Right, you should have been fucking scared. That's why you fucking said I was intimidating. Most men do. And that's why I talk like this, because I want you to engage with every aspect of my persona so that you can understand you're beneath me. And you always will be. You always fucking will be. And I'm sorry for that. And I don't mean to say it like that, but it's true. Regardless of how beneath it seems I am, I've come to peace with a lot of this shit. And I will not freak out. That's why even if they told me, you're going to prison, you think I would even cry or bat an eye? Not at this point. I know how sick the human fucking race is at this point, all mentally ill. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bitch. So, like, if I had the opportunity, they'd be like, oh, terroristic threatening, because you know damn well I would stab the shit out of these men. You know damn fucking well that if you allowed me in an enclosed room and they tried to apologize with their words, you can't apologize with your words. You do it with your actions, bitch. You change. You become better. You alter the fucking shit that you did in the past. You don't go forward and just say, oh, I did it, Mom. Oh, she's lying. Everything. All the time. Men are so pathetic. And when I use that word, people are like, oh my God, she said it to me. You're pathetic. And it's funny. Yeah, and the father of this child. Terroristic threatening.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
a fucking from the military.
So aggravating.
Bitch, I could kill you. Bitch, you don't even know. Like, if anything was in that room with the two of us, if we weren't just...
This is, like, so aggravating because I don't even think that they are going to sentence her, which really pisses me off. I think they should at least put her somewhere at least until the baby comes so the baby's safe. But it like everything that she's not supposed to be talking about people, especially him, especially not threatening him. But here she is, and are they going to do anything about it? Probably not.
Completely nude. Even if we were completely nude, you would be fucked. You would be so goddamn fucked. Like, swear to God, not in a good way either. I would strangle you with my bare fucking hands. And they're like, terroristic threatening. Oh my God. Because I like it when men talk to me like that, right? I like it when men try to say, I'm terroristically threatening them. I'm terrorizing them with the truth. Oh, I'm sorry, bitch. You raped me. Oh, is that not the truth? Should you not be in prison for that? Oh, but they're gonna stand up for you because they all want to just stick their dicks in your ass,
man.
too. Gotcha. Yep, I bet that feels good, too. You sick fucking perverts. So, yeah, there's that. Those are my feelings for the day. And it's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day, right? Independence Day. I'm saluting and honoring those that have served for the fucking country. And that's why I want them. Bitch, come at me. Bitch, come at me with terroristic fucking threatening. Please do. We want to see how far this goes. We want to see how far you want to fucking violate my constitutional rights as a disabled citizen of the United States of America. We want to see. It's also pregnant and hormonal.
I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't know. I'm just ready. This is so fucking crazy. Her and Heather torture.
You're violating my constitutional rights. That's my freedom of speech to talk about these little pussy-ass bitches. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I not say that? Was he not acting like that? He hasn't done anything to try to make up for what he had done. Oh my God. Same with my ex-husband. Same with the dude that impregnated me and ran off to Europe. Oh my God. No wonder I keep talking about this shit. And then I get reprimanded. I get told, you can't talk like that about men. No. You say anything about wanting to kill them, but they can sit there and destroy your life by making you fucking procreate. Oh my God. Like that wasn't a violation.
How does weed help her? Because it does not seem like it does. I think it makes her just like worse. It doesn't help. I'm not seeing it help.
Of my entire existence. For real. So, honestly, who did worse? They did. Because I am not acting on it. I'm stating how I feel. So you're violating my rights. This is like therapy for me. Just because I publicize it doesn't mean shit. Am I going to run off with a fucking gun to go do these things? I sat on guns, loaded guns, for 2 fucking years. I could have done that. I could have walked up straight to their fucking house and blew their goddamn fucking brains out. But did I? No. Instead, I gained a bunch of weight because I realized I had this capability. I had the capability of, harnessing this life in my hands. And yet I didn't choose to kill them like I should have. Because nobody else has justified the situation. Nobody else has done anything. So maybe I should have just walked up and just shot them directly in the fucking faces. Then what? They would have scattered. They would have been dead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on their end. But even then I would have still been saved. Even then. Even fucking then. Because you know why? Because I gave my fucking life to the Lord many years ago when I passed the very first time. That's why I knew that I was going to go down some dark fucking paths, and they weren't even...
You can't just do whatever you want. What the heck? You know how many people give their life to Jesus every day? And it's the everyday thing that you have to go through? Just because you, got baptized once, or you one day decided to give your life to God, it doesn't stop there. It's a decision you have to make every day. And it definitely doesn't mean that you could go off and do whatever you want.
Even that fucking dark for normal people. Most people are like, man, I'm surprised you're not a crack whore. Man, I'm surprised you didn't go through this and that. Well, God bless me. My mother spent the time to put me in private school, and I try to speak up about the things that are beneficial in life, and nobody wants to listen because they're doing this. I gotta reach my dick. Gotta reach my any way possible. Any girls around? Any girls around? Man, look at her tits. Look at her ass. You think anybody fucking gives a shit about you? You're pathetic. You're worthless. That's why you go around doing these things. It's hilarious. You will always be beneath us. So, that's hilarious. And I stand up for a lot of different people, let me tell you. I don't just stand up for women. I stand up for the men that have been violated too. The ones that were forced into complying and keeping their mouths shut also. And then they just turned evil as well. That's not fair. That's not fair. You playing with the devil over here? I guess so. But let's lay our fucking cards out. All on the fucking table. Let's lay that out. Why do I keep coming back? Why do I keep coming back stronger than before? Why do I have these words for you? Why do I have these prophetic fucking words spitting all over the place? You understand why, right? Spit on it. Swallow. My fucking words. My reality for once. That's so funny how things are so symbolic, and I talk about metaphors all the time, and it's just like, I don't know. Leticia doesn't know where this comes from. It must come from God, and not the devil.
Yeah, okay, now.
Because you're obviously the devil if you're going to sit there and preach that he's innocent, and preach that, oh my God, every man is innocent in that way because it's just a primal fucking urge. Bitch! If you're that evolved and you've got any type of doctorate or anything, then you shouldn't have those urges. Maybe we should castrate you all. Then it would make things easier for the rest of us. We wouldn't have to worry and watch behind our backs. Like, oh God, who's next? Who's coming up behind me? My mother says some funny things too. She walks right into those double entendres, those sexual innuendos. She didn't even know. I do the same. So funny. She said something about something about taking it and whatever. I was like, Mommy, you're so funny. Men are sick. They're perverse. There's something wrong with their brains. They don't know how to think. The brains are down there. And, but anatomically, I was taught through, human anatomy and everything that it's up here. Don't think with that. July 4th, 2022, Leticia Collins
thank you.
Everyone have a blessed week. I love you. Bye-bye.
Freaking praise that weirdo, man.
Ciao, Mommy.